Yeah, good morning, fam. God being so good, yesterday we were able to install our Arduino IDE successfully. So today we'll be taking the advantage of God giving us another opportunity to be here to look at our first code and, if possible, build our first project. We've been prolonging it since day one, but God being so good, today we might be building it. Yeah. So without much ado, we just head straight forward into our IDE. If you have already installed it, then you double click on it. Then after you double click, you go straight forward. Yes, so just like I said, with the Arduino IDE, we would have the void setup and then the void loop. So what we can see is that always the code that you want to be executed once or to be stored in the memory of the Arduino microbit controller or the brain, the chip. You write those codes in the setup, and then the loops, that one you write it. The one you want to keep repeating, write it in the loop. So for us to write our first code, which is hello world, we first look at something. Now in Arduino, we have something we called serial commands. Okay, these are basically codes we write for printing strings. When I say string, like letters, characters, and those stuff. So for us to build to print something like that, for us to see it, we are going to see it in the serial port, okay, or the serial monitor. That's on the IDE. So we are going to head over to the serial monitor and look at something. I want us to see something here. I want us to have a look at something here. So having a look at this, you can realize that on the Arduino IDE, we have where we can see the serial or the baud rate, right, which is 9600. So which means in our code, if you want to print something on this particular serial monitor, it should match the same baud rate. You understand? And this is the baud rate here. We can select any, right? But it's always advisable to select a higher baud rate depending on the code or the project you are building. Okay, so there are some projects I use higher baud rates. There are some projects too I use less ones. But for you to be on the safer side, I recommend the 9600. Okay, so with this, we are going to be using this in our code. Okay, now what do we do in our first line of code? We open the serial monitor, this place. We open it so that whatever we are writing, it can receive it from our serial port. You understand? We are going to use a serial command. So if whatever we are going to write to the serial port, this baud rate is going to receive it from the baud rate of 9600 from the serial port. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense. So let's look. We are going to first open it by saying serial.begin. We are beginning the whole serial monitor. So we are going to say serial.begin. Right. Then in C++ codes, when you have to put in the value of a function, you put it inside a bracket, right? So you are going to use a bracket. Then you say the value of that particular baud rate is what? This one, 9600. So you just put 9600. So always they should match. Then you end it with a semicolon, right? So we are done with opening the serial monitor. Then how do we now print our characters? In Arduino programming, we are going to be using the serial command. Always remember. So because we are to print, we are going to print what? The serial port, right? So we are going to say serial dot what? Print. We have to print, right? Print. Then you now put in the value of what you want to print. And remember, because they are strings or because they are values or characters, we are going to use quotation marks, right? So then we put in our values. Let's say hello world, right? I think this is okay. So let's print this and see, or let's upload this onto our microcontroller. So I've connected it to my PC, right? I've connected it to my PC. That's why you can see this one is bold. If I disconnect it, you see it will change, right? But immediately I connect it back into you can see that this one changes and becomes much deep, and you can see it's on. Yes, so I've connected it to my PC. Let's upload it and see. So I'm uploading it. So always remember to put off or close your serial monitor, because sometimes it will give you complications. So I forgot to close this one as well. You guys didn't remind me. Yes, so let me upload it again. Okay, so we are having an issue with our board. Let's see where the problem is. So let's do that again, and then let's see whether we still have the same problem. Let me upload it again. Some of those problems are just usually normal. Sometimes it's the cable problem, sometimes it's from the board refusing to accept the code that you are uploading. So let me just factor that. Let's upload that again. So there's still a problem with our serial monitor. Let me use a different board and this. Let me get a different board. Okay. So I'm to use a different board, right? This is it. Let's use this board and let's see how that also responds. So let me see which particular port is it. Okay, so that's COM port 8. This. So I'm going to be using this one right now. Let's upload it and see how that also responds. Okay, so this one works, right? So let's go to our serial monitor and see what the result of this code is. Okay, so we have hello world here, right? And the reason why we have this only showing once is because we have written it at the void setup, right? So if you want this to keep on writing or keep on repeating, like sometimes how some Python codes are, you have to bring it into the loop, right? So we are going to bring this in the loop. Now this is what happens. Remember I talked about coffee shops, and I said when you are opening the door for a coffee shop, you only open it once. Same thing applies here. When you are opening the serial monitor, you only open it once. You don't need to keep on opening it. So we just leave that. Then I want to cut this out. You can go through and then type it again, but for the purpose of this video, making it short, I'll just do copy or cut and paste. So I've cut this and I've pasted it. So let's upload it again and let's see how that turns out. Let's see. This is what some of us would do for it to loop, right? Because that's what makes sense. Let's see what happens. So we're uploading it and it's done uploading. Let's see. Okay, so we are having a set of boxes. What's the reason? Okay, so let's see. Let's close this. The reason is because we are printing our values in, should I say, yes, we are printing our values in a straight line. So for us to make it come down like a step after the first one, what we need to do is to bring it to the next line, right? So in writing such codes, we are going to say serial.print new line, right? ln. So we are just going to put an ln in there, and then let's see how that turns out. When you want to print something or a character or a value in a new line, just use serial.println. So after it prints that particular line, to move on to the next line, print that same command. Move on to the next line, print that same command. So let's see how that turns out, correct? So now we have it hello world, but it's moving very fast. So how do we slow it down? So we need something we call a delay, right? So you just simply type in delay, then the time you want to put. Now in Arduino code, we use milliseconds, okay? So we are going to put our time in milliseconds. And for us to get 1 second in a millisecond, we are going to use 1,000. 1,000 milliseconds is to 1 second, right? So we're going to use 1,000 milliseconds for us to get a second. Now let's upload that again, and let's see how the code behaves after this. right? Let's see how the code behaves after this. Wow, it's done uploading. Let's see. Okay, what do we have here? Hello world, hello world, hello world. Perfect. So we are done. We're able to write our first code for today, right? Kudos to all of us who were able to write this code. For those of us who are not able to write, you can go back through the video and watch it all over again. So I think this video is quite getting long. It's about 14 minutes now. I mean, yes, 14 minutes. I don't think anybody will get time to sit and watch this very long video. So we'll cut it short here. Do well to go to our YouTube channel and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also like our videos there, and then I'm very grateful. Thank you guys, and then see you some part in the day. I'll be coming live to build more projects, so do well to join our live and let's learn together. Thank you. Shalom.